Hey, we're live.
Hey, we are live. Just the two of us right now. Richie will be joining us as soon as he can. Austin, unfortunately, will not be joining us due to some personal things going on right now. But
Much love. Shout out to Pez.
absolutely,
Our love's with you, Richie. Less so because you're just playing trivia.
yeah. You just double booked yourself.
Yeah, which as a pet peeve as a local wrestling booker, I hate when people do that. Write your shit down. Not Richie. This is not a shout out at Richie. Just literally wrestlers. They're like, "Oops, I forgot. I'm actually somewhere else on the 17th." You shouldn't make that mistake.
Sorry, I can't show up to WrestleMania, which is what we will be talking about tonight, because the show has come and gone. And we didn't want to wait until Thursday to talk about it. We want to talk about it now, which is what we're going to do. But before that, big piece of news, huge piece of news.
Yeah, the pre-order for the MLW action figures are out. They're kind of expensive, but I really want a Hammerstone figure.
I mean, and now you can, because pre-orders are available. Also, WWE has been sold.
Oh, that.
Yeah, so they're seems. I haven't read too much into it, but it appears that they are merging with the UFC. Endeavor has bought them, which is funny. I mean, who's going to get future endeavored by?
I know.
Endeavor? Does that
When
mean,
I first read the headline, I just figured people were getting fired again.
yeah.
Like
Does that
when I
mean
saw
that
Endeavor.
everyone who was fired gets to come back now because this is the future, and Endeavor is now here? So maybe Zack Ryder is going to show up on Raw tonight.
Zack Ryder shows up tonight, but then like a week later, they fire half the roster, including Zack Ryder.
wouldn't surprise. No, Triple H is in charge still. It wouldn't.
Is he?
By the way, Triple H, yeah, and he had a great opening to Raw. He opened Raw, and yeah, it was cool. So it was announced that he was going to open Raw.
Yeah, but you're saying great opener. Like, yeah, I don't want to hear it, man.
No,
That's not fair. I live in shitty Arizona. I don't know what happened on Raw. It doesn't even air for another hour.
Well, doesn't I'm on the same time zone as you.
Well, just quit getting spoilers. Join me in not knowing.
It's just hard. Even WWE
if it persists
YouTube
to
channel,
be that way for 4 hours, see a doctor.
Yeah,
Get it?
Even WWE's YouTube channel will post highlights.
I know you got to get off YouTube. You got to get off Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big piece of news. Right after Mania. What was your overall thoughts on WrestleMania?
Which night or both combined?
The event as a whole.
No, I'm going to definitely say it's a success as a whole here. I have very small nitpicky things for night one, but overall night one I think is kind of a home run. I dislike night two more, but nothing egregiously. And we'll get more into it later, but I would definitely say overall more positive than negative.
Right. So before Richie gets here, because I know he should be showing up soon. What are your thoughts on some of the other shows that you were able to watch over the weekend? Because I know you watched a bunch. I wasn't able to really watch any, but I know you did.
Yeah, for you wrestling fans out there, this was a big weekend of wrestling that started on Thursday, maybe even earlier for some other companies. But a lot of good stuff running from Thursday all the way to Saturday. There's the Indie Hall of Fame. That was a lot of fun too. Guys like Jimmy Jacobs, Excalibur, Chiller Melissa, amongst others, getting inducted. I'm actually still finishing that. Joe Janela Spring Break was fun. WrestleCon Super Show. DDT Japan was in full force. It was good, man. Effie had his own show again, of course, which is fun. Yeah, to me, it was just a weekend of wrestling. I tried watching it. I mean, there's still a lot of things I didn't even get to.
Yeah, I didn't even watch Stand and Deliver because it was like,
oh yeah,
it was like 9 o'clock for me, and I'm like,
even just WWE alone. Yeah, you got SmackDown, you got Hall of Fame, you got Stand and Deliver, then you got Mania. And Send Deliver, I thought it was pretty good too, actually. Indy Hardwell, new champion crowned over there.
Yeah,
Uh, Little reunion with Dexter Loomis. Again, I don't know if that's a one off or what, but Dexter kind of helped her get there, which is kind of a cool segment. Because like her, I think her knee was kind of shot storyline wise, and then Dexter kind of lifted her up, um, like a chicken kind of style up there. Um, what is it? Gallows retained their tag titles. Wesley retained the North American title. Gargano defeated Grayson Waller. But new champions in the last two matches as well. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, new tag champs for the women, and Carmelo Hayes, who I'm very high on as well. I was high on him
yeah,
even before he got signed. He's one of those dudes where I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Checks the boxes. He's got charisma. He's a good wrestler. And like the last house show I was able to go to, him and Nathan Frazier had the best match of that night. So
yeah.
I was actually in a weird way hoping he'd lose just so we'd get him on Raw tonight.
I was about to say, part of me was hoping he would lose, and as I talked about on Thursday, Cena would win, issue an open challenge. Carmelo Hayes could answer it, become your new United States champion. What a main roster
Ah,
debut that would be!
that's fun. That's a
Um,
fun segment. Yeah, or
right,
what could have been.
yeah. So, can you? I just watched this. There's a YouTube channel called Stash Club Wrestling, and they do quizzes, and they did a Raw after WrestleMania quiz.
Oh.
And one of the questions was I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but it just made me think of it since
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about Raw after Mania and stuff. One of the questions was uh, two two wrestlers won a world title on the Raw after Mania, and so the answers were Dolph Ziggler. The other one was Paige. Do you were they considering the Divas title a world title at the time, like for
Mm.
women? Would because I
Yeah,
would
that's a stretch.
Yeah, because I like to play along, and like these are quizzes that people send in.
Yeah.
So I like to play along, and I was like, I got Dolph Ziggler right off the bat, and so
Mm.
I'm struggling. I'm like, was it Edge? Was it? Oh, was it Jack Swagger? No, that was on SmackDown. And so they said Paige, and I was like, that was the Divas title. It wasn't even like the
Yeah,
women.
it's hard to say like even now like what do you consider those just straight up world titles? I could argue you can. At that point, no.
No, yeah, which it was weird because the quiz that they sent in, Paige was an answer like 3 times.
Yeah, because I don't even think World was ever in that. Like you could say the World Women's title like before that, but right,
Yeah,
but this was just straight up the Divas Championship. I don't know, they never called it
it
the
was
Divas
yeah,
World Championship. So yeah,
yeah.
it's a bit of a stretch. It was the solo women's title, but I think right was there. Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
it
a
was just the
one was
Divas at
there.
this point. Yeah, the women's
Yeah,
was 2014. Was it after 30 or 29? I don't know, but yeah, it was weird. I was like, not even thinking about Paige as
yeah.
a world.
This is where yeah, throw up the good old challenge.
Yeah,
Who wrote this?
yeah, it was some guy named Nick. I did like his final question though. I want to see if you remember
Uh,
this.
I
So
didn't remember Ziggler, so
the Raw after Mania 1998. Uh,
98.
two wrestlers would go on to lead factions that were already in place. So they would become the head of these factions. Do you know
Yeah.
what two factions those are?
Well, sure. If it's 98, then you're talking Triple H taking over DX, right?
Yes, that's one.
And are you talking maybe Rock in Domination?
That is the correct answer. They were
Okay.
they got Triple H. They the other two that they guessed were the Undertaker and the Ministry. It was like Undertaker was always in charge of Ministry, so
It's too early for the ministry, too, with Ticker's face at this point.
yeah.
He just got done fighting Kane.
And the other one, I think he just put an answer on so he could have two answers. Kind of like you say, hey, just put an answer down, just take a
Yeah, it
guess.
doesn't
But
hurt.
um, he guessed Hulk Hogan taking over the NWO.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
That's where, in that case, don't put an answer down. Because you're wrong company and everything. So,
Yeah, it was it was a strange quiz. Um, but all right, I'm trying to stretch it. Richie will show up, but
Yeah, we tried, Richie. Screw you.
So,
So I love you.
let's start with the battle royal because we did kind of include it as a tiebreaker,
Oh
and
yeah,
um, I think we all like now Bobby's too obvious. Like I don't think that's what they're gonna go with. Maybe he'll get a Mania moment, maybe like an open challenge or something. No, they went with Lashley,
well,
last eliminating Bronson Reed. So you and I believe Richie were very close. I had LA Knight. Austin had LA Knight,
yeah.
was
The
also in the
the
final four.
the pop too, or like the disdain pop for
Yeah,
LA Knight getting eliminated, like almost made me for sure that he was going to get a Mania moment because like obviously he's doing something right. So
yeah,
and it sucks too because like he was one of the people doing like the whole like I need my Mania moments, and then it never really got paid off.
right. So, so Bobby wins, and then he gets his
Yeah,
WrestleMania moment of night on night two of
yeah. Here I am.
hey here's my trophy,
Hey,
and now I'm gone. Enjoy
yeah.
the
I tell you what, take out Shade, spoiler alert, and the amount of time it took for Bobby just to pose, you could have thrown this match in there. Cut entrances, just cut to them in the ring. It's only a 15-minute match I have written down here. So, take out that all bullshit and you could actually put on the Andre. Or again, I
yeah,
don't understand why they're doing 2-hour pre-shows with 0 matches.
right,
This is where the Andre Battle Royal should have been.
yeah,
It should have been at 6:30 or in our case 4:30.
right, right.
And you also could have
Mm,
done women because there's still a lot of women that had nothing to do. Even if you want to just do like maybe a 6-way gauntlet or something.
yeah.
Poor Nikki got nothing, and
Oh, but
who else was left off?
Chelsea Green was on the show.
This is something me and you don't agree on. I don't know
Yeah,
why you're hating. Maybe just because she's new that you're like give it to someone that's been there. Maybe is what your
like,
opinion is. But
well, why couldn't Nikki be in that spot or yeah somebody else in there?
Dewdrop. Piper
Yeah,
Niven didn't get a
somebody was
spot this
good.
year.
No,
Dana
I
Brooke's still
mean,
a thing.
yeah,
Telling
yeah.
you.
Well, we'll let Emma. Um,
Lacey, Zaya. I'm just saying there's still a
yeah,
chunk
yeah.
that was
There's
dead. And then I think Aaliyah is still a thing. I can't remember.
I, maybe she's
But
a
yeah, I
maybe,
was disappointed in Bobby winning just because I am a fan of Spread the Love, and this to me is best served as like a Baron Corbin win. Even if you don't like him, it was still a
right.
push win. Same thing with Cesaro setting up his singles run. You know what I mean? Even Mojo Rawley again. In the end, didn't mean much, but it was a good start, even if the end was bad. So I just feel like Bobby, who's a former world champion, a dominant world champion, who if he challenged for the world title next week, I don't think anyone would have gone, okay. Yeah, makes sense. He's a dominant guy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So yeah, I just didn't think he needed it. I think this was very much a sorry about Bray. He got kind of cut, without it being your fault. So we will
right.
have you win and you'll get to go on stage.
Yeah, but no, like let him do an open challenge or something instead of letting the Miz do it twice. Well, no, he didn't do it the next night, but um,
I
he
mean,
gets
technically, he did it neither night was the joke.
well, yeah. But the Miz gets two WrestleMania matches where Bobby doesn't get one. The New Day don't get one. Um, but
New
we did get
Day,
a cool up down
OC.
down segment. That was
Yeah, well, both nights you got to play simulation.
yeah, um, cool. Um, but night one kicked off with first of all, shout out Becky G for your rendition of
Yeah.
America the Beautiful.
Shout out
Pretty
Pink
good.
Ranger.
Yes, pretty sure.
I only know that because I know that for sure because as we were watching, like, why do we know her? And it was like, oh, she was Pink Ranger,
Yeah,
and she was in my least favorite movie of last year, Good Morning, starring Machine Gun Kelly. So
didn't
sorry,
watch
Becky.
it. Didn't watch it. My least favorite last year was Marmaduke. I don't know.
Didn't watch it, so we're both in the
Yeah,
same boat that we skipped.
don't 10 out of 10 would not recommend
Wait,
unless you
why'd you give it a 10
prefer.
out of 10? That sounds like Oscar worthy.
10 out of 10 would not, like 10 times out of 10.
Oh,
If you say, hey, should I watch this, I
that
would
makes more
say
sense.
no, absolutely not, unless you
I
hate
got you.
yourself. Do you hate yourself?
A little bit.
then 9 out of 10
that's for
times I
different
would say don't watch it.
podcasts.
But the night kicked off after that with um, a cold open by Kevin Hart. Shout out
Oh
Kevin
yeah.
Hart. Not before we actually not as much Hollywood celebrity involvement as I would have thought. There were a
I
couple,
mean,
but
I would. Well, I mean, other than Snoop, there's zero. Like,
yeah,
what else? Oh, NFL
like
guy,
Kevin Hart.
maybe.
Yeah, George Kittle
Yeah.
showing up for
Aziz
was
Ansari and James A. Janice, some dead meat, were in the house, but
yes. Shout out
not
James
really mentioned.
Harden.
And Chelsea. Shout out to
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Um, just watch the Dead Meat Awards if you haven't. They were pretty good. Mick Foley shows up.
Yes. And
Um,
Matthew Lillard, but that's
and Matthew
wrestling.
Foley. Um, but the action kicked off with John Cena and Austin Theory. Austin Theory putting the United States title on the line. We could see Cena, and man, how do you bring out the Make a Wish kids and then have Cena lose? Are you gonna win this,
Yeah.
Cena?
Yeah, you know it's very awkward when like if someone had asked him in the back, like, how did he sell that? Like, I'm gonna try, but life happens. Um Yeah, well, that's why we've joked night two. Someone had said the same thing with the Bianca and her girls, and we're like, well, night one shows it. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win.
Yeah. Who else? Wasn't there another?
Which is very true because don't forget, like a lot of times, like these entrances are sometimes planned weeks ahead before they're
Right.
even really settled on the finish. Like I would imagine this finish might have been settled, like probably from day one.
Yeah.
To me, theory always made more sense. I just didn't see Cena defending a title right now.
I did if he was gonna lose it the next night because I mean
Yeah,
they did not
I do buy into your thing. Yeah, but
but
yeah.
kind of a way to build a new star like almost instantly. Kind of like KO beats Cena in his first match.
KO. I mean, even Sammy lost, but Sammy, and then don't forget,
Yeah.
go back even farther. Carlito
Yeah.
is the same idea. He debuts and win against Cena.
Yeah. But Theory wins after the ref bump. Theory taps out. Cena's like, "Oh, I won. Oh wait, the referee's not here." Low blow, A Town, whatever his finish is called, and yeah, gets the pin. I don't know how long the match was. I assume you have the time.
11:20.
11:20, decent time for an opener. This is see, and my whole reasoning too for picking Cena was usually to open the show. You get that feel good moment. The face goes over. At least I feel like that's how it's been for recent manias. Um, but who knows? I could be wrong, and I actually am because I think Bobby won last year and he was the heel. So forget everything I just said. Um,
No, I do get it though. Yeah, there is some logic to it. Sometimes that is what happens. I mean, even as a small local promoter, sometimes I'll keep that in mind. But sometimes you gotta do something else.
yeah, I guess the feel good moment was the Make a Wish kids.
Yeah, and you get your
Yeah,
star power out too, so
yeah,
people are hyped to see Cena, which is rare now. He did one
right.
match last year in 2022.
Yeah, the very last day of the year. Like, oh wait,
Hey,
my streak's about to end.
and now he can take the rest of the year off if he just wants to keep that streak going.
Yeah,
He
he's at
doesn't have
21
to
years
touch it
now,
till
so
he's got till January to start thinking about 2024.
we won't see him until December 31st, 2024.
We'll see. I think like The Rock, it all just depends on when in between the shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta get that peacemaker too. Hey, speaking of Kevin Hart, he's in the new Kevin Hart Roku show. So
Die Harder.
yeah,
I haven't watched that one yet. It's
it's okay.
advertised on my Roku, but I'm like,
I'll say this: there's only 8 episodes. I'm 3 in. I haven't seen Cena yet, so don't look for a lot of Cena. Maybe he's in much more. He's probably in the back half a lot, but
he's a cameo. He's gonna show up for 12 seconds, or maybe he's been there the whole time, and you just haven't been able to see him.
Yeah. There's a good moment between him and Andrew Santino, who's an actor and has a couple of really good podcasts, where he's like, they somehow get into organically saying like, "I bet you wish sometimes people didn't see you," and he goes, "Maybe I do," and he looks at the camera, and then finally Andrew catches along. He's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch."
uh, but no, I again, I thought this was a decent opener. Good action. I mean, it's it is what it is. The Theory retains, still your United States champion, and I'm being more and more sold on Theory as his run continues. I think he's doing some good work.
No
I
longer a
particularly like
theory.
the. I wasn't a big fan. Like once he lost the briefcase, I was like, all right, he's gonna go down, maybe lower on the card. He'll be that guy, like maybe opening match, but not like with a like he was a Mania, but not like in a big
Yeah,
match. Like opening match, maybe second match on the card. He'll you know decent heel, but he's not gonna get pushed as a champion. But no, I like what they're doing with him. I thought him cutting that promo in the empty arena was a genius move after the piped in
yeah, cool move
crowd.
actually.
So yeah, good call.
That
What were
was
your
that
thoughts
was
on the
a good move
match?
from him. Yeah, I think it sufficed. It's except for the weird miss stuff later. Probably my least favorite match of night one, but at the same time, not bad. Cena is getting slightly up there, so he kind of hit his, greatest hits and whatnot. But it kind of matched my expectations. I dug it.
Yeah,
I dug
this,
it enough.
this wasn't my least favorite match from night one, but isn't saying much because like night one was really good. But so like that's
Yeah,
like
no, no,
saying
no. To me, it's a compliment. Yeah,
yeah,
if it's my least favorite, and I don't hate it, it's also a compliment to everything else.
it's like me saying Toy Story 4 is my least favorite Toy Story movie. I still really enjoyed the movie.
I'm a Toy Story 2 is my last personally.
Really?
Yeah, I just think the originality of one, and I think three hits me harder, and I
Right.
don't know. I like the story of four better,
Yeah.
and that is Toy Story Countdown here.
Curious to see what they do with 5. Bring back Sid. Bring back Sid. Because nothing happened. He knows toys can talk, but they never mention it again in the franchise.
That kid's in an insane asylum. Like I swear they
No, he was
talk.
a garbage man in Toy Story 3.
Oh, that's right.
So he's out there. But this isn't about movies. This isn't about Toy Story. Um, and this wasn't my least favorite. We'll talk about that one coming up. But um, up next, sorry Richie, we're just moving along. Hope you lost your won your trivia. Up next, we had the men's tag team showcase, featuring the tag teams of the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, the Viking Raiders, and Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Half of those guys were in the Battle Royal for some reason.
Yeah, that was another weird thing. Yeah, it's like half of them were in the random four, which I guess makes sense. A little bit of a preview, and then they felt the need to put the other four in the battle royal. Very weird to me.
Yeah, and one of them was in the Final Four. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like they're already getting their spot. Like, the whole point to me too of this battle royal was, hey, it's kind of a mea culpa of you're not on the main show, but we got a spot for you. At least get to go out in front of that crowd, get the payday. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Now it's not that on many levels, which is weird.
yeah. Like you said, bring that match to the pre-show, or
Bring
well,
it to
there
the
are only
pre-show,
6 matches.
or if you got time, put it on the main show. It's been on the main show a couple times.
Yeah, there are only six
Just
matches
spend no
on.
time.
There were only 6 matches on night 2, and I'm pretty sure they still ended like 20
There
minutes
was
before.
here comes the money. There was seven.
Well, yeah, I'd like to forget that one happened.
I
Um,
don't. But yeah, this one was a 8:28. By the way, spoiler warning for the women's showcase the next night. Literally 6 seconds shorter, so both were given about the same amount of time.
yeah, and for an 8.5 minute match, I thought they made the most of it. Uh, Good action throughout, some good moments. Gable suplexing Braun Strowman. I don't care how many times he does it; that will always be impressive to me. Like
Yeah,
especially when he has to, like when he rolls through and then does it. Like, oh my goodness,
yeah. Good old
I'm gonna
if
pop
you're
every time he does that, especially with a big
Ring of
guy.
Honor TNA fan, good old Doug Williams chaos theory. Yeah.
Mm. So, yeah, you were the one to get the point on this. You started off 2 for
I
2.
was
All the rest of
banging it.
us,
I was banging it at first on
yeah,
night one.
yeah. While the rest of
uh,
us, because we all picked someone different. I might have been swayed into it by Richie, because let's be honest, I did think the Street Profits would win. They were I think the hot team going in, but I may have been swayed by Richie to pick Alpha because everybody else picked the other team. So yeah, let's see what happens.
like, yeah, that sounds fun.
Which so disappointed myself now because you only beat me. You only beat me by 1 point in the predictions. So
So we could
if
have
I
tied
go with
if
my
you just
gut,
stuck with
we were
yeah,
tied.
Street Profits.
Um, ah, it is what it is. Jordan will pick the topic for a future show. Um, so,
We're gonna watch all 7 of my matches and rank them.
all right, this is the final episode of Only Marks, you guys.
I'm calling it quits. Oh man,
Yeah, unfortunately, we just can't think of anything else to do.
there's nothing else to talk about in the world of wrestling. No, I like this match as you said. I would have even guessed that it went a little bit longer because it felt like everyone kind of got their shit in, as the kids say nowadays. Braun looked
yeah,
good, Gable looked good, Profits looked good. Fun moment on the outside where like Dawkins actually kind of overpowers Braun, or at least stops him from like
yeah, that
overpowering
was
him, which is
cool.
kind of cool. Because again, that's kind of like first like, oh shit, he got the all right. And Braun didn't
Yeah,
just destroy everybody.
it was one of the moments that made me go, "Oh,
Yeah. And yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I thought it was good. It's kind of the match that again it matches on surpassed expectations because I was like, all right, it's probably not going to be given too much time. This is another kind of match, kind of like a battle royal, where it's like, all right, let's get 8 people we enjoy on the show. You know, it's a showcase, kind of whatever they keep calling it. So,
yeah."
and no, but it worked out well, man. It was a nice little 9-minute spot fest.
Yeah, and those spots all worked. So yeah, at this point you were up 2-0 on the rest of us. And at that point I was like, it might be hard to come back now. Just looking at the predictions we had, because
I gotta start
you and
doing
I matched
DraftKings.
on a lot, but the only ones we matched on were the ones that were correct. So the ones we didn't match on, I was on the wrong end of. Um, So now we move into um, Seth Rollins taking on Logan Paul, and this is one that we were split on. You and I had Rollins, Richie and Austin had Logan Paul, and this is one I can honestly have seen it going either way, but I think the right man won. I think Seth
Yeah,
Rollins was due for a big Mania moment, and I say what you want about him as a person, but Logan Paul can go. Oh my goodness, I hate how good he is. Mainly because I just like wish I had
could,
that
could,
natural
could,
talent.
could you tell my friend Corey hates him?
Yeah, I hate that he's so good. It was said, I'm pretty sure, at least 6 or 7 times during the match,
Yeah,
which I believe went just over 16.
16, 15. Yeah, so good amount of time given here. Yeah, good match. Again, kind of what I thought these two would give. I think Rollins is a very smart opponent for Logan Paul here, who's in his
Mhm.
what, 4th match, 5th.
Fifth, yeah, because he was in the Rumble, and
So
then he had the tag match last year, Miz at SummerSlam, Reigns, and now Rollins. He just has to go to AEW and take on Ambrose, and he'll complete the Shield.
there you go.
Sorry, I mean
I'm sure they
Moxley.
can convince him.
Won't
Yeah,
make it
no,
to the talks.
this is a good one here. You know, I did feel like Rollins kind of needed it more. I mean, one, now that other than a world champion Roman, Logan has he does need to lose every once in a while, so I'm glad to test him on that. And like I said, I do understand, definitely you don't need to win every time, but I think it does help, especially since he's been on the other end Rollins these last few years to get a little bit more momentum, in the win category.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah, the match is good.
yeah, I think going back to what was it, the Pandemic Mania? He lost to Owens. Following year, he loses to Cesaro. Loses to Cody last year. So yeah,
Yeah.
he was due for a win, and I think Logan, even in defeat, looked good. Shout out to our boy R Truth in the Prime bottle. uh,
I'm not alone. Listen, I love everyone. I saw a wacky person in a costume. I assumed it was our truth. I'm not alone. Twitter has my back.
it does. It does. No, it does
I
make
don't know
sense.
who
If you don't know
KSI
who
is.
KSI is, that
Do
um,
not.
yeah, they kind of wear their hair the same, and the bandana, and it does seem like something
Our
Truth would
truth has
do.
been
And
Santa Claus, and he's done weird
right,
stuff. So
right. So, but no. Also, shout out to KSI for. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of padding in the prime bottle, but shout out to him taking that splash through the table.
yeah, it's a fun little moment.
I might have been like, maybe I'll just show up and Rollins can kick me or something. Um, no, you get to drag it onto a table, which I'm pretty sure the Spanish announce table broke like 6 times during the weekend.
Yeah, they had some fun killing some tables.
That's going to be the next drink along. You go take a drink every time the Spanish announce table gets broken. Take a drink every time Michael Cole says vintage. Um,
I know this isn't Jordan Anderson's show, but do a quick snack hero review. How do you like Story?
uh, what did this replace the Sierra Mist?
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah,
1 out of 10. It. Yeah.
it's like an 8
Ooh,
out of 10.
it's a,
It
it's a
does a
sweet
good job. It's good.
2023.
It's good.
Yeah, I had it once. I maybe just because I'm not a Sierra Mist 7 Up guy, I don't think I'll go back to it a lot. But it's if you like Sierra Mist 7 Up, go for it.
That's a decent lemon lime. I do the zero sugar because I think that makes me healthier, but it really doesn't. Because I still, yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
take a prime rib, double fries, an apple, onion rings, Diet Coke
and a
because
diet Coke,
I'm
please.
being good today.
Watching my figure.
I'm curious as to what your least favorite match was. Is it the next one?
My least favorite match. What's next? Yeah. But I still think this one was really good. It's the 6 woman tag between Damage Control and then Becky Lynch, uh, Lita, and Trish. No, and again, I still think this is a really good match. I think everybody gets their spots, everybody gets their moments. What was this about? Let me guess, because I don't think you asked about this one. Was this like 13 minutes?
Minute off, 14:38.
Okay, yeah, I felt like it was given decent enough time. I know there was talks about maybe Trish turning, setting up a feud with Becky. That didn't happen.
I
Money didn't
never
happen
totally
either.
bought into that, but maybe
Yeah,
down the line,
people
I
are
don't
talking
know.
about like, I mean, you
I
could
never
still do
bought
that,
into
but
that personally.
like it's like SummerSlam's 4 months away. We've got time.
Yeah, and they're in the middle of the tag champs unless she picks a partner now. Like I don't know. I just never personally bought into that.
Yeah, and you got Lita in the middle of it, like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Yeah.
I've known Trish for 20 years, but
Yeah.
you're
I
my
don't know,
tag
just
team
the
partner
vibe
that
I've
I
been
hated last
getting,
year.
and I wouldn't be mind being proven wrong, but I do kind of feel like Trish is pretty much still done. She just likes to, pop up and get that occasional payday.
Yeah, and
I don't know if
yeah,
she's coming back
yeah.
for a run. I wouldn't be against it because I thought Trish looked good in this match, man. She still
Yeah,
looks like, she still
both
has it
good
for
and
the
she
most
looked
part.
good.
And yeah, no, she looks fantastic. So, no, yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind this match. Probably my second least favorite, but again, that's a compliment. I feel because
Right.
I thought it was good. Very watchable. I do wish the heels got it just because I feel like Bailey and it's reminding not as bad as Retribution, but I'm feeling God damn, this group needs a bigger win here. you know, I could really see already this group falling apart, which sucks because I enjoy all three ladies. I love Bailey. I'm so glad they brought Kai back. Sky's talented, so
Yeah.
but good match. Taking that out of context, it's still a good match.
Who do you think has been booked worse? Judgment Day or Damage Control? As we'll talk
As I
about
say,
Judgment Day
if
later on,
Retribution
but
is united, the answer is always Retribution. Um, Worse, I mean, at the moment, Damage Control because Judgment Day did get the I Quit win.
that's true.
I feel like Bailey's lost. Didn't she lose the cage match? Didn't she lose every title match he's had? And now they
Yeah.
lost his Mania match, and they lost the tag titles on their first match to Becky and Lita. Like, I feel like for the most part they've been the lose. Didn't they lose at the Scottish pay per view McIntyre
Clash.
and Roman? Didn't they lose a Clash?
They, if they had a match, they probably did. I can't remember that. All I remember for that one is Sheamus and Gunther in the main event
Yeah.
because, and that stupid ending where I'm pretty sure they thought they were off the air, but they weren't off the air, and I was like,
Oh no,
"Are
I
we
lied.
supposed
They
to be
actually won a
watching
Clash of
this?"
the Castle, so that defeats my point.
They weren't
But
even they weren't there.
they won a Clash of the
Oh,
Castle, so
okay.
they did get Owen there. So
Who
um,
did they face?
Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca
Oh,
is
that's
who
right.
they
That's right. When
win.
they were,
But
yeah,
then, like I said, then she goes on to lose at
yeah,
Extreme
because this was
Rules.
shortly after SummerSlam where they were kind of starting. It was like, all right, this is how they're going to set up Bianca and Bailey,
Yeah,
and then
she
yeah,
loses at
all
Extreme
went down.
Rules. She lost at Crown Jewel. Oh, they lost the Survivor Series. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So they just really haven't had the upper hand.
Yeah, just a shame because they're talented, and I wish, yeah, I could see Dakota going for the title. Maybe Dakota is like the let's build her up to be the SummerSlam challenger, which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing the Raw Women's Champion hold it until then. Um, but yeah, no. Back to this match. Yeah, I thought it was good. It just there was nothing that's like standing out to me.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, yeah, you are talking, two part timers in here and whatnot. So yeah, but good nonetheless.
yeah, so good part time match. Um, so yeah, and then we all got this one wrong. Ray and Dominic. We all thought Dominic was going to get the victory, but Ray pulls it out the night after he goes into the Hall of Fame, um, and I guess good on them for keeping keeping kayfabe alive. Dominic walks out of the Hall of Fame. Um, I I guess maybe they did that because he didn't like it's got to be emotional for him seeing his dad go into the Hall of Fame, and yeah, we all know it's a story, but we're supposed to believe that this guy is gonna you know lay the beat down on his father the next night. We see him going,
Yeah, I fucking hate you, man. I fucking
"You're such a deadbeat dad, but I'm so proud of you.
hate
Deadbeat
you.
dad, Hall of
Yeah,
Fame."
it's funny. I didn't even think of it in that context, but like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They're like, listen, like I know for me personally, I'd be like, listen, you gotta take me out. You gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Before he starts talking about family, like I'll sit 2-3 minutes while he's talking about his upcoming. Once
right,
he starts
and,
the
then just walks
family,
out.
I gotta go heal and leave because yeah, I don't think I could hold it if I was in that storyline. So
Yeah,
that would be funny if they did that because backstage he's actually like, oh fuck, daddy.
yeah. We saw some people during Mania weren't able to, you know, keep their emotions. Like we'll talk about in one of the matches upcoming, but this one, I've got this one just above. I started ranking them because I have been doing that. I have this one just above Cena and Theory, probably because Dominic looks good. I think Dominic has been improving, and maybe working with your
I was
dad,
like saying
you
so.
have
So
good chemistry.
third
But
least favorite match of the night in a way.
yeah, it's my fourth favorite. No,
There you
third
go.
least.
I'm bad at
Fourth
math.
favorite. It's right in the middle. Right in the middle. I thought it was good. I thought there were some cool moments.
Yeah.
This was the only match other than the main event, which obviously there was any interference in, which I thought was good. I like that they kind of kept that to a minimum.
Yeah, they did, which props to them for that. Unlike the main event night too. This was good.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah,
I
yeah,
really dug this one here. I again kind of like Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I'm not too surprised that Ray won. They actually let the moment kind of be sweet and stand, and he got his big mania moment. um, and the story's definitely not done. You know what I mean? Which is something we had even said on the prediction show. Like the story's
right.
probably not done. So you know what I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a backlash match or they hold it off a little bit till SummerSlam. We'll see.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Shut the fuck up, Jay. Don't
Um,
even say things like that. I don't even want to know that you're keeping your mouth shut because then my mind thinks as to why you got to keep your mouth shut, which makes me think it is a backlash. If it wasn't, then you would have to keep your mouth shut.
But you should just watch Raw tonight.
I'm going to. So stop talking about it.
in 20 minutes when it starts for you.
I know. I actually have USA on right now. Looks like I
Is
was
it
gonna say
Law and
something.
Order?
Yeah, it's always Law and Order. Mariska Hargitay is talking to somebody crying.
Mariska Hargitay. Mariska Hargitay. What movie is that from?
Oh, Mariska Hargitay. Love Guru. It's like her only film credit that I know of.
It's the only thing I like about that movie, because there's nothing else to like about that
Again,
movie.
hey, welcome to Lonely Mars, where we have really weird side notes or sideways segues. But Love Guru, it's very watchable, man. It's not good, but it's fun. I don't know.
I guess
It's
yeah,
not Cat in
I
the
think
Hat. It's not.
right.
I don't know. Like what's dreadful?
Uh,
Watchable,
Marmaduke.
probably. I've
Uh,
seen none. I never even saw the what was it Owen Wilson one, right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I've been trying to like stay away from bad movies. So,
I
although I
know.
did
I
watch
love
House
him.
Party,
Yeah. Ooh, that I believe that is my least of the year so
my
far.
least of the year. What's your favorite of the year?
Is it Creed?
Creed.
Creed, yeah.
Creed 3? Okay,
Creed, Scream, and
uh,
Dungeons and Dragons have all been really good.
nice. My favorite at the moment is Missing, which I just watched yesterday.
Really,
Yeah, it was
I didn't
really
like it as
good.
much as you. Then I do like it, but
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
hold
not on
on.
this. Hey Richie, it's not on the level of searching, but it is. It
I
is
think it's
really
hard.
good.
I agree. I think it's hard to compare. She's like, "What show did I walk into? Why are we talking missing and
Yo,
searching?"
what are you talking about searching?
Um,
Was
we
John
get distracted, Richie. Shut
was
up.
John Cho at WrestleMania?
Yeah,
I missed that bit.
Nope. There's
we
no
just let
reason
the
why we're talking
conversation
missing and
go where the
searching.
conversation goes.
But so yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, that went longer than I was
I
going to
can't
say.
believe Cody didn't win. So good night.
All right, and yeah, that's our WrestleMania review.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, we were just talking about we were just finishing up Dominic and Ray, where we all got the prediction wrong because we thought Dominic was going to.
Yeah, we all talked about. I think JPO swept this prediction thing, or not swept it, but
I wouldn't
he
say swept, but did he win? Hell
yes,
yeah.
he
He
would. That's
won
what I
by
meant.
a point. He won by a point
That's
over
still a hell
myself.
yeah win to me.
I get so close. I either do really bad or I'm right there. Never like, hey, you got like half of them right. Speaking of getting half of them right, Richie.
I did pretty bad on this
Yeah,
one.
you went from winning 2 in a row, or like you co-winning the last one, to coming in last place. So
I did pretty
there
bad.
is
I'm not
hope
gonna
for me.
lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I did well. I did bad. It was what it was. I did bad. But yeah, I don't know when you want me to start. But yeah. So we're doing Dominic and Ray right now.
Yeah, we were just finishing up
No, we're
Dominic and
done with
Ray.
it. Now we're in Rhea and Charlotte.
No,
You
no,
missed it.
the Dominic and Ray. I'm beginning to like Dominic now. He's got charisma. I think that this crowd's really into it. I think he's getting over really good as a heel. I don't think this feud is over, so I think Dominic will get a win at some point, maybe at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Who knows? Because I thought this was going to be like a Ray retirement match, but he did say at the Hall of Fame he's going to wrestle until he's 50. So
yeah. By the way, if you know anything that's happened on Raw tonight, Richie, don't tell Jordan because he will get really mad at
I
you.
don't know.
okay, I don't want to know either because I haven't watched it yet.
Thank you. Rhea and Richie are real fans, and like you, Jacob, which is I'm going to read everything up front.
Well, yeah,
It's
or
not
you could be
my
like,
fault when I'm scrolling through Facebook trying
Stop
to,
scrolling.
yeah.
and WWE says Triple H opens with a powerful message.
I mean, I saw that bit,
Stop
but
it.
that wasn't a huge.
No.
But,
All right,
yeah.
SmackDown Women's title. Rhea Ripley defeated Charlotte Flair in 23-15.
This match fucking
Match of the weekend.
ruled.
This is my favorite
Probably.
match of the weekend. I loved it. The right person won. You can even tell at the end, like Charlotte was happy. Like she's smiling. She just lost her
Yeah.
championship. She's smiling on the outside because A, she knows the right person is holding the title, and B, they just tore the house down.
And C, she knows she's going to get it back at Backlash.
Well, apparently
Or
there's a
can you
report
get
that
it?
she wants to go into doing some bodybuilding competitions.
No, Charlotte. Can
So
Andretti really like that? She's already too buff.
I
I
mean,
said it.
like you know,
I
but
said
but,
it.
but you know who else is a wrestler who does bodybuilding competitions? Jordan Grace. You got nothing on that. So Charlotte, just step back.
hey, if this means Charlotte is out of the title picture for the foreseeable future, and Rhea can have really good matches with other deserving
Other people on
women, then
SmackDown I can't think of at the moment.
Chelsea Green.
Yeah, why not? Sonya Deville. I don't know. I don't know. Rhea's still technically a heel unless she's turning a babyface. I don't know.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you don't like the reaction she got and
She got one
the
of the better
crowd
reactions.
behind her.
Yeah.
Um, I thought it would have been a perfect time to execute a double turn, but they didn't go with it. But I mean, I think now it's like
No,
the
let
crowd's
shit
gonna.
stand on Mania. You
What?
don't ruin a Mania moment.
What are you talking about? Wait, what?
What?
What
Was
do
I
you
petting
mean?
my cat and not paying attention? What'd you say?
Execute the double turn, kind of like they did in. You don't have to do it like after the match. You can do it during the match, kind of like Brett and Austin did. You know where Charlotte just starts acting more heelish, and Rhea starts doing more baby face things. I think
Yes.
it is hard to do. I understand. I think they've only done it twice. I think they did it during Del Rio Ziggler as well. And
Yeah.
Del Rio kept focusing on the leg, just doing heelish things to him. But no, this match, this is not. I haven't watched a lot of pay-per-view matches because I still have not gotten to Revolution or Elimination Chamber because I'm a slacker. But this is my this is my favorite match of the year so far. I thought this match was fantastic.
If you're gonna do your best, if we're gonna do our best of the year so far in June, you got to get to those because they've got they've got some candidates on those shows. Anyway,
It's only April. I will watch the Iron Man match. Don't worry.
and yeah, anyway, but yeah, to this match, this match is one of the I think one of the best of the year. One of the best women's matches I've seen at WrestleMania. This match fucking ruled. I loved it so much. I love this match. It's just and just such a cool moment for Rhea. Like, and as you imagine, because it got a lot of media attention here. I think it's just an awesome moment for her. And yeah, I don't see how you don't turn a babyface at this point. Like, yes, and she's going to get babyface reactions regardless. Yeah, this was such a cool moment. There was that one spot that freaked me out. Like, there was like, it's clear that like maybe like Charlotte doesn't like taking German suplexes on her back. Or so so Rhea does a German suplex. So Charlotte tries to flip over. She lands right on her face, and like on her thing, and like you could tell like she came up and she was bleeding. Like, and I was just like, man, maybe sometimes it's just better to take it on the back. don't try and do fancy flips because she tried to flip too late and landed right on her face. That was a bit of a scary spot, but yeah, I mean, the riptide at the end, like off the top, was really cool, and this match, quality, and it was definitely, I mean, there's candidates for match of the weekend, but this is up there, so yeah.
Yeah, it was. I have nothing crazy to add. It was a really great match. I think even Richie's right. I think it'd be as bold as to say this might stand up as one of the top women's matches in Mania. I think it's going to end up being up there. Kind of want to see it again before I say that officially, but it had the feelings of that here. I mean, it's given the right amount of time. I mean, even their their pandemic match was actually pretty good. So we shouldn't be too surprised,
Right.
because now that there's a crowd and there's really juice behind Rhea and everything, so this is really good.
Yeah, when we do our WrestleMania dream cards next year, don't be surprised if this one is included.
We're gonna do that every year.
Yeah, probably not.
My opening match for 2027 for our WrestleMania Dream Cup 2027. Brett and Owen opening match because it's going to be the only match.
Next year, let's try to build the worst card possible.
Oh, I like that challenge. Yeah.
You know what? Sure.
Taker
we
versus
have a
Gonzalez.
year to think about it.
What's the
My
worst? Like,
opening match: Kane versus Great Khali. There you go.
Kane Khali, Taker Gonzalez, and my main event's Sid versus Hogan. What's the worst main event?
Yeah, Sid Hogan, Sid Taker.
Triple H and Roman
I'd say
Undertaker.
Sid Hogan's worse. At least it's like it's not. It shouldn't. Even, it's Sid and Hogan is also egregious because it's not even for the title. Like at least Taker versus Sid's just bad, but at least it's for the title and makes sense on paper. Like this doesn't even make sense other than Hogan being an egotistical prick and Vince loving him too much. Well, speaking of egotistical people, The Miz fought Pat McAfee for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, nice to see Pat Mac. I was really hoping Pat would just like win and then join commentary for the main event afterwards, but he didn't.
It has to be said, I really liked Michael Cole on the show.
Michael Cole is amazing. Michael Cole has always been good. He's just had Vince in his ear, and but when he's able to just let go and just commentate, like especially during the main event.
Yeah, but when Pat came out, he was so excited, and like Corey was so mad. I thought he was going to get involved in the match. Yeah.
They're building to it next year. Corey Graves versus Pat McAfee.
I could see it. Corey is cleared to wrestle, so I thought he was going to get involved. But there is one stickler because I don't know whether they're just not mentioning him, even though he's part of the company. Like when Pat McAfee came out, he's like, "Oh, Pat McAfee's undefeated at WrestleMania." No, he's not. He lost to Vince.
The match was unsanctioned. It didn't count. There's no
he lost to
context
Vince. I
time.
don't care about this unsanctioned stuff. He lost to Vince McMahon.
No, that never happened.
Yeah, yeah. So he can't. Yeah, this is the one. This is the Miz segment that went off without a hitch. We'll get to the other one later. But yeah, I guess it's a I gotta say, like for a host of WrestleMania, Miz didn't do a lot.
The hosts never do though. Like that's always like a throwaway, like kind of line and like a shtick for someone that's again The Miz not on the card. Well, technically, I guess he was on the card, but in the end,
it felt like Xavier Woods was the host sometimes.
Well, when they went back to the video game, he'd probably be a good host. I mean, New Day did it once, and even New Day wasn't like overly used,
Yeah, I don't know if you. And then like Bad Bunny's going to be the host of Backlash. Are they just going to do hosts from now on? Or just because
I'm probably doing the intro. I imagine him to wrestle.
And it's in Puerto Rico, and yeah, he's probably going to wrestle in a tag team match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even alluded that might happen at the Scrum.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if it doesn't.
Again, I would argue though, if you had just cut this, Bobby or LA Knight or the Andre Battle Royal could have happened.
Did the Bobby thing happen like a second day or a second night where he came out? Or was that was this the first night?
The second day,
the second night after.
Yeah. So like Bobby came out and then it's like, oh cool, he's going to go up and challenge, and he just comes out and does nothing. It's like, what's the point of that?
It's for the fans to see him.
Okay, cool. You could have done something. It's all right, whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Because the fans were really clamoring for a Bobby Lashley appearance when he doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do anything. But yeah, no. It was a fun set. But yeah, the Pat McAfee was. I am getting a bit over the tiny balls stick. Just like it's kind of annoying. Just like that joke's been going on for it feels like more than a year now.
Yeah, you can tell Triple H or someone Vince loves that joke.
Yeah,
balls.
Yeah, so I'm just like, but it was what and then it was just a fun comedy segment. It's obvious that Miz is just going to be used as a comedy guy from here on out. The days of him being even a mid card Intercontinental guy, I think it might be numbered. I don't know. Maybe he wins a mid card title one day, but I feel like he's more of a comedy dude these days. Yeah. But you never know.
And it kind of makes sense to insert this here. Like you just had this banger of a match between Rhea and Charlotte, and you're going into the banger of a match with the Usos and Owens and Zayn. So give the crowd time to cool down.
Your cool down pea soda break,
yeah. So, and I always think it's cool to see Pat McAfee. I think he's somebody that genuinely loves the business, and you can hear it when he talks, and you can see I call me crazy, but
You're
a
crazy.
Pat McAfee Logan Paul match would be really good.
I can see them
I
doing
would
that
love
match.
to see it. I would
can see
not
them doing
mind
that.
a
Nah.
Logan Paul Pat McAfee match.
I actually will call you crazy because to me, you need a leader, and neither one of them is a leader right now. I think it'll end up being botchy. I think it'll end up being, what do we do next? Maybe I'm wrong, but no, I think right now the best things to do is put them in there with people that know what they're doing, like a Miz, like an Adam Cole, or in the other case, like a Seth, like a Roman, etc.
Or Vince McMahon.
Well, okay, well, if you want to have a 3-minute match, then you can probably do it. But I'm saying if you want to actually have like a real match, yeah, I think you put him with somebody that kind of knows what to do and can guide it.
Yeah, maybe. Just yuck on my yum. Thanks. That's cool. Anyway, we got a banger of a main event. Banger after banger, as Sheamus would like to say. The undisputed tag team titles were on the line, with the Usos defending their 622-day reign against the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
The right
And
main event. I was worried they weren't going to do this. I was worried,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, but I mean, after seeing the match, had Rhea and Charlotte ended the show, I'd been like, all right,
That's
that was
fair enough.
great. But yeah, no, the moment, like, you had to go with this.
Yeah. 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 No, this was. Yeah. No, crowd red hot for this. Yeah. The build up, just amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know. Really, it's weird. I love the match. I don't have much to say about it. It was amazing. A great,
I know. I'm waiting for your review to start.
great payoff for for like like the storyline. I mean, I guess that storyline's not even gonna finish it because they interrupted in the
Right.
main
And
event.
they really built it up too during the match. Like, oh, are the Usos gonna win?
Yeah, there is that thing. I feel like if the Usos won on top of what happens later, I mean, like, that would have been a bit sour. But yeah, and I think, but yeah, at least Sammy winning doesn't give and Owens winning doesn't leave a huge sour taste. But yeah, it's I don't know. I thought I thought this was a great match, just great storytelling, and yeah, I do like. I think it was brought up. A lot of people on the internet like to rag on the Young Bucks for like spamming super kicks, and then the Usos do it just as much. It can work. And I have no criticism on either part, but it can work. But
The Usos
but
do it better. Yeah, I said it.
yeah.
I don't know if anyone's gonna argue. So cool.
But yeah, especially when they hit the double splash on Kevin Owens, I'm like, oh no, it's done. But
Yeah, I was like, it's over. Even though Jay did kind of like, I think he let up a little bit because he realized he was so close to his head.
yeah.
Like, oh shoot.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, and then like the ending was really good. Like the one, I think the right person got the pin on the right person. Yeah, like the haluva kick, and then like how Jey Uso just kind of folded and like into like a kind of a hug on Sammy, and then he does it again, and then the hug, and then like the third to cap it off. And yeah, I think that was the best finish you could do. And yeah, it's just emotional and so great. Great way to cap off the first night. And yeah, I think it was, and again, another probably argument, one of the best tag matches in WrestleMania. Really, I mean, you get probably the best tag match. Probably will still
It's
be the
definitely the best tag match main event.
main event. Yeah, yes. I mean, you can still argue that TLC, although you could argue there's no. That's probably the best teams match. No real tags in TLC. So
Yeah, as far as
Yeah,
like
if you want to say straight up
tag team,
2v2, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, this would be my second favorite match of the night. My third favorite match overall for the weekend. I thought
Yeah,
it
so
was an
this is
incredible
great.
main event.
I guess like just quick because I was just quick, very quickly. The Cena Theory was good, but it was very short. I was surprised Cena. I thought he was going to kick out of Theory's finisher, but I can see why he didn't. I mean, I can see why he didn't. This felt like a very like a Cena that knew he's going to be done soon, especially because he went like before he did the final shuffle. He kind of did like thank the crowd. I mean, hopefully he's got something more in him, but yeah, just that kind of felt that way. Uh, the was it, I'm just not going in order here. The
Showcase.
huh?
The showcase was next. I'll help you out. Don't worry.
Oh, the tag match. Yeah, I mean that was good. That was good fun. Um, yeah, like Braun going off the top was insane. Ricochet doing all this cool stuff was cool. Uh, yeah, I was surprised Street Profits won because I don't think I thought maybe they're gonna break up soon, but yeah, this is the match where we had we guessed all four different teams, and yeah,
Yeah. Thanks, Richie.
yeah, yeah, Phil, uh, yeah, this was and Street Profits won, cool, and that was our over, and what help me out. Was the third match was the women's
No, it was Logan and
Logan and Seth. This was fun. This was good fun. Um, I think yeah, like Logan. Logan is really good. He looked really good here. I liked the KSI spot. That was funny. At first I was like why did he
you knew
frog
who it
splash?
was, Jordan.
Huh? Did you not like this match?
No. He
I don't know if you were here, you would know.
it was KSI and our truth though, correct?
Oh yeah, KSI, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I like the. At first, I was like, why did he frog splash him? Because you can't, like surely he saw that. But then I'm like, oh no, he was spitting the thing out, so he was distracted. He was kind of posing. So I'm like, I get that. But yeah, the KSI table spot was kind of funny. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. This was the prediction where I'm like, why did I pick Logan Paul? But I just thought it would be in. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past them to do it. But yeah, so that was a cool match. I do expect Logan Paul to re-sign in some capacity. I wouldn't be surprised if Seth Rollins is put in some sort of title picture. We'll see what happens. And then you hit the women's match after that, right?
Yeah, the 6-woman tag.
Yeah, 6-woman tag is pretty good. Crowd were a bit kind of flat for a bit. Like obviously they liked Lita and Trish. I liked the comic book entrance. That was fun. Again, I thought maybe Damage Control would get more out of it, winning it. But I liked. I didn't mind the finish. I liked the sort of like the triple team, like the stratosphere hurricane thing up the top. That was cool. Yeah, I do like how like Lita did her what she used to do with her spot where she would take off her top or whatever, but like she's older now, so it's very conservative. Like, oh, I'll take off a top, but I've got like a full
That's
top.
the PG version.
It's a PG version. It's funny. So yeah, no, but this was fun. Don't know where they go from here. I don't expect Lita and Becky to have the tag titles that long, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, and then Dominic Ray was good. So yeah.
All right. Well, Jordan, what did you think about the main event of night one? You're muted.
I know. I forgot what we were talking about because Richie went back and reviewed a show we reviewed already. No, so
I get my opinions in. Okay, I'm important.
I'd be on time. So night one, main event. What was it again? Oh, the Usos, Sammy and Kevin. I agree with you actually, Jacob. This is my second favorite match. Third overall. I think we'll probably could end up agreeing on what the other top two is. No, I really liked it, man. I'm so glad these two were in the main event. I don't know if you guys mentioned, but great shout out to PWG, the Gorilla on their tights. Representing the first major company to really book them and push them. If it wasn't for them, they don't get to Ring of Honor, they don't get to NXT, they don't get to WWE, et cetera, et cetera. Also, Super Dragon reference on Owens' sites. They were probably the best part of that post-media scrum, too, if you ever watched any of that. And then also shout out to the Usos, too, who I think is also one of the best tag teams going today. They've really proved it these last few years. I don't hate the idea that if it's well, no, who's supposed to take the title from Roman instead. I don't kind of hate that. I think they're that good. So, but yeah, this was great. Happy to see a tag team main eventing Mania finally. I don't think it would happen if it wasn't for 2 nights, but I'm glad it happened one way or another.
Well,
Yeah.
also shout out to Michael. Michael Cole made an El Generico reference. Shout out to
Yeah.
that.
And he went insane when Zayn kicked out of the 1D.
Yeah.
They posted a video of him of him calling it, and it was pretty cool. Like I said, without Vince in his ear, he is great. But that was night one. None of us got the opener for night two correct, because they opened with just a banger. Brock
Not
and
as
Omos.
horrible as I thought it was going to be.
Brock and Omos. 4:55, something like that.
Yeah, I believe 5 seconds less than five. 4:55 on the dot. Yeah, our fault for not thinking Brock wasn't going to open because we've always had the stories before. Reason why his world title matches sometimes go first is that if he's not last, he wants to go first so he can get the F out.
Yeah.
I did make the comment like, well, Cena went first last time and Brock went first the second time. Like, they're probably two guys who probably just want to do their match and get out of there. So
I don't know about Cena. I've always just
I
heard
don't
that
know.
about Brock.
He'd probably stick around if he could, but maybe like potentially also he probably had like film commitments and stuff. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, that's totally different. Brock doesn't have a goddamn thing to do other than he just fucking hates the world. He doesn't give a shit about wrestling.
Canada.
I'm gonna disagree with Richie. I never necessarily thought this was gonna be the drizzling shits. This was exactly what I thought it would be. It was less than 5. It was slow. It was boring. It was unmemorable. It's not Mania worthy, in my opinion here. So this matched my expectations, which was not great. It's not rigorously bad by any means, but it is far from a spectacle or a good match or something I would ever want to voluntarily watch again.
Yeah. This is my my least favorite match that was announced.
Oh yeah, this was the only match that was announced that I didn't actually have hopes for to a degree. Everything else I was like, you're hitting on every level. Cody, yes. You know what I mean? Even Brock, even like when it was Bray and Bobby, I was like, all right, it might be interesting. You know what I mean? Like I was down for everything, but then this is the only one where I'm like, no, you can do so much more.
Yeah.
Especially, it would have made more sense if it was Bobby and Brock because he had a story there.
I mean, I dislike that just because I didn't want another rematch, but shit, I would have taken them over this.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I guess I was just I don't know. I was expecting more maybe botches. That's probably why it wasn't as bad as I just thought it was going to be because the build-up was bad. But yeah, and it was probably just done for the optics of him giving the F5, and then but yeah, and Brock generally looked like he was kind of hurting after the match. To be honest, that kind of been easy. Like he looked like he was that took a lot out of him doing the F5, which I don't blame him. But what annoyed me too. Okay, so Brock got the F5 on Omos, got the 3 count. Omos got right back up. Just sell it a little bit, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing like who Cena will do that. Cena will lose and then immediately rolls out of the ring. Give it a few seconds at least. Don't just immediately roll out of the ring. Sure, like I understand maybe you're doing it to give whoever won their moment in the ring alone, but like he rolls out. It's not even like he rolls out slowly. Like it's like, let me get out. I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah, but like I almost literally got up and started like doing protest. I'm like, how did you not kick out then? We got right back immediately. So anyway, but yeah, it was it was what I mean. I don't want to get if it's raw spoiler territory. Don't tell me, but like I don't know. I could see how the thing works. Like MVP goes, well, I managed Bobby Lashley, and he had no problem beating Brock Lesnar. And I managed, and I turned on to manage you, thinking you'd do well, and you didn't. I'm going back and doing the Hurt Business thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. He wanted to manage doing the Hurt Business because that was, that's what MVP should be doing, and not trying to lug around Omos, who's real. But yes, Brock would be doing something different. But.
So, Yeah, that was an opener. Um, maybe that could be on our worst WrestleMania card. This is
Yeah,
going to be the
yeah.
opener. Um, who knows? Up next, we had the women's showcase.
I didn't like this either.
Yeah, I didn't like this as much as the men's. I feel like maybe Ronda and or Shayna, one of the two, is injured because they were in the match for a total of 12 seconds before they won. I think I think all the other women looked good. I think there were some really cool spots, but I think the finish just leaves a sour taste in my mouth because they tag in last 20 seconds, win,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, that's my major thing with this is, there's maybe small things like I wish kind of Bailey had a nice win for night one, but overall I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Like you give the chance to win, Trish's return, cool. Night two, I had more problems with like the finishes and like the matches overall, and this is another one of them. It's not as spectacular as the men's. It's got a very whatever finish here. You know what I mean? If Ronda's hurt, take her out of the match, man. Like, me and Jacob before rambled up a bunch of people that weren't booked. You know what I mean? From Piper Niven to Nikki Cross to whoever, like that they could have been in the match then. You know what I mean? You'd have to shoehorn Ronda in just so she can get another victory again. Protect her. So yeah, it had some kind of leaving you very kind of lukewarm and unfinished.
Yeah,
I think,
Piper and Nikki, that's the team.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
That that
they were teaming together at one point as well. So why not just put them together? But yeah, I guess it's because like when they want Ronda and Shayna to go for the tag titles at some point. But it's like, well, if Ronda's hurt, then when are you gonna do that? So it's like, yeah, it was the exact opposite of what like
fun.
one that like Austin wanted. Could be curious to get his opinion when it came. Where it's like, he was like, yeah, oh yeah, you just have Ronda and Shayna wreck shop, and then beat the shit out of them, and then that's your match. They were barely in this match. It's like, okay, it's the exact opposite of what you want from a Ronda match. So you don't. She wasn't a badass. I mean, I know she's injured, so they had to hide their flaws, but they came across as chicken. Like even okay, like okay, Ronda's injured, but like, okay, why didn't you have Shayna do stuff? Shayna did like fuck all either. I don't,
Yeah,
and I,
well, it did appear that she had towards the end of the match, she had her boot off and she was limping a little bit. So I don't know if she
so
got
both
injured during the
right.
match. Maybe both of them are injured now. I don't know. Yeah, it the finish wasn't good at all. So, um, but things things did get better because after Bobby came out and showed off his trophy,
But no, cool. Thanks,
oh,
Bobby.
we got another. This is my favorite match from night two.
Oh, this match was
Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. A match so good, all three commentators gave them a standing ovation because Titus O'Neil was on commentary for this match.
man. That dude's got some energy. He should get a commentary job.
Yeah, I was glad to see him join commentary for a couple matches on one on each night. So that was fun. I like
I
Titus
wasn't.
O'Neil.
I don't need Titus O'Neil shoehorned into my mania. Back off.
This isn't your mania.
Armania, come on, join me.
So,
No, but oh my goodness, what I had high expectations going into this, and they were met. This was three big men just doing what they do best, and that's hurting each other. Uh, I loved it. What do you guys think of this?
you go first, John. I always go.
No, this is great. I agree with you. This is right up there. I actually find this and the women's with Rio and Charlotte hard to rank. I think they're both fantastic. So this is right up there, almost a tie, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
This maybe even surpassed my expectations. You know what I mean? At one point, I was like, "Oh, it would have been nice to maybe do a singles match or Gunther and Brock." But yeah, this was fantastic. Standing ovations like several times throughout the crowd. Like they were into this, man. I don't think that crowd was ever hotter than this particular match, including
Sheamus
title
was
changes.
so over.
To the point, and I said this, I think even when he was walking in the ring, I'm like, man, good on Sheamus for like really having the best year in like those last 10. You know what I mean? To the point
Yeah,
where I was like, man, if this was like I could almost see like almost an audible Triple H being like, "Fuck it, give it to Sheamus." You know what I mean? Like it got to that point where I'm like, "Damn, this dude's over, man." Like all three of them are. So
Yeah.
sky's the moon. Gunther's great, man. I hope he holds it for a while. I hope he goes for the world title by the midway or the end of the year, maybe. Gunther and Roman. That could be a nice segue if they want to try to find a new opponent for Roman. I don't know.
Yeah. I had something. Um, oh yeah, Jordan and I mentioned this earlier about the lack of interferences. I was glad that Imperium and
Imperium didn't get the Imperium
Butch
just at the
and
entrance.
Pete
Yeah.
Dunne, Butch and Ridge stayed in the back, and we just got these three going at it. I really respect that decision.
I wish they maintained that in the main event, but cool. uh, uh, but yeah, yeah, no, this match was insane, and yeah, I'll be yeah, be glad that when we talked to Austin about it, I could imagine him just fucking loving it. Were you guys on stream with him when you watched it?
No.
Oh man,
No, Plus
damn.
never
Oh
joined
yeah,
us. No,
I'm gonna.
just like you never joined us.
Hmm.
Man, you in Guilt Trip City today, man. Oh man. Anyway,
Yeah, I could ask you, hey, when's Richie going to be here? Is Richie joining us? And then Richie never
uh,
joined us.
do you miss me that much? Yeah. But no.
Richie wasn't there to take
Take
me
me
to
to
the
the fair.
fair to change my underwear. Richie wasn't there.
But like that spot where Shames is doing the 10 beats of the Bowery and then getting chopped and then Drew chopping Gunther at the same time. Holy shit, that was amazing. That and then the spot at the at the end where I think Gunther, the idea was to powerbomb Sheamus onto Drew's back, but he got his head. He got the back of his head. I'm like, holy shit. And then that was this match was amazing. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be. Yeah, it's definitely going to be on a list if we do the best matches so far. Maybe in the best match of the year at the end of the year. But holy shit, this match is great. It's everything I
I'm
wanted, and I'm glad whoever booked kind of the agent the whoever put this match together, produced this match, knew exactly what this match should be, and yeah, it delivered.
It's like I was saying to JPO while we were watching, because he mentioned that Jason Jordan did the Rhea Charlotte match, and I was like, if I was a producer with those two, I'd be like, hey, you got 25 minutes, go out there and kill it, and that's what I would do with these three. Hey, you got 20 minutes, go do your thing.
I think I like the optics too, because it's a weird thing, but because Sheamus is so white, you can definitely tell, it actually works because when you know what they're beating the shit at each other because he turns red immediately.
Yeah, it was nice of Drew to pay respect to Sheamus with his ring gear.
And if the report is correct, just a quick rundown of Mania. Supposedly, Tyson Kidd helped the 6-woman tag match. Adam Pearce was the agent or producer for Cena Theory. Jamie Noble for the Mysterios. Hurricane Helms for Rollins and Logan. Petey Williams for the tag team showcase. Jason Jordan for Charlotte and Rhea, and Michael Hayes for your tag team main event.
Okay, cool. But yeah, no, banger after banger, as Sheamus likes to say.
By the Banger Bros.
not in
Shut
the
up,
back
Pat
anymore.
McAfee, stop calling him that. No, sorry.
By the way, that I now need to see a Owens Zayn McIntyre Sheamus tag team match. Please,
That'd be nice. Yeah.
please. Uh, I'm asking nicely.
Please,
Please.
Please,
please.
Mr. Triple H or Vince or whoever the fuck, Mr. Endeavor,
Please, Mr. H.
Mr.
Um,
Mr. Dana White. I don't even know if he's involved. Can he make his?
up next, we got the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka and Bianca once again, kids involved in the entrances with Bianca's. I thought it was a pretty cool entrance, and shout out to the contortionist
I was like, holy shit.
for continuing with it because
Yeah,
um,
her
her
mom passed
mom
away.
passed away. That it was either that morning or the night. I don't remember it was exactly, but it was very recent, and she still went through with it. Smile on her face the whole time. I kind of feel bad for my comments during because I was saying, all right, Bianca's out now. Now get out of the way. Uh, no, you stay in the way. You do your thing. You rock it, little girl whose name I don't know.
Yeah, I believe her mom passed away that morning, so it's credit to her, but still doing it. But yeah, like she was amazing. I was like, holy, it's like like doing that spider. I'm like, Bray Wyatt, but cool, man. So, but yeah, there was a point where like because her music went for a while before she came out. I'm like, is she coming out? Or did she get held up? uh, but yeah, I thought this match was what this match is really good, and I think we were spoiled because had the Rhea Charlotte match not happened or something else, this would stick out more. But because Rhea and Charlotte match is so good, this felt like a notch below, but it was still very good. These two women have good chemistry. I think this is one where I'm like, man. I think this is one where I'm like, man, JP is winning this prediction thing because he's the only one that picked Bianca, I believe. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, he and I picked Bianca.
You put Bianca, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he and I matched on everything for night two. So my only way I could have won was if Brock had gone 5 minutes, which he did, and I needed Edge and Finn to open. But
Oh
they
yeah.
didn't open, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, like this was really was still really good. Yeah, Asuka's really over with a new character. I do get the sense that Bianca's amazing. She's really good, and especially when you consider like prior to WWE, she didn't really have any wrestling experience. She's just one of those ones that that come along once in a million where you just kind of she takes it like a duck to water kind of thing, and just really athletic. But yeah, I do get the sense I think they need to kind of put more of a wrinkle to her character. I feel like she might be getting a bit stale. That's all. Like her wrestling ability is amazing, and she puts on bangers. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know where you go from there. I was expecting it to be Asuka's time because her new character's getting over, but it's still a really good match. I did like the missed spot. That was kind of cool. It was a bit janky at the time, like what happened there, but once I realized what was going on, I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, it was a really good match. Yeah.
JPO, what do you think? You sleepy boy, you.
It's a good match. I enjoyed it. It was the outcome I had thought. I just felt like they're gonna continue on with Bianca. I feel like they've never liked Asuka at Mania. I feel like they're just not
Oh,
ever.
for
And I don't
now.
know. Again, it was different management, but still, it's like they're just always the bridesmaid. I kind of feel like with Asuka to a degree here. So, um, and they disappointed kids on night one with Cena, so they had to make some kids happy on night two.
Especially if one of their moms just passed away.
Now we're on the real match of the night, right?
Oh yes, which you can tell they were kind of trying to use this as a way to kill time because of entrances for the following match. But yeah, go ahead, Jordan. I don't even want to talk about it.
So again, as a wrestling historian, you could say this was a handicap match. Because I hate Shane, I'm going to say this was a triple threat match where Snoop Dogg defeated The Miz and Shane McMahon
But
in 2 minutes
technically, he was in the ring when
and
the
12
bell rang. I'm
seconds.
pretty sure.
That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like they
Kind
never
of
said it
like
was a handicap match.
when Hornswoggle slid in the ring for that cruiserweight battle royal or whatever it
And
was, and then
if I'm not mistaken, it is announced as your winner, Snoop Dogg, not and Shane McMahon. Therefore, this was a triple threat match. Uh, yeah, killing some time. I didn't hate the gimmick. As soon as they started talking, I'm like, I'd even predicted after night one, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna have Miz lose twice. Like this is gonna be the. I'm surprised they actually did this now, not after the Hell in a Cell, actually in a way. But like this is gonna be the cool down again. Just like, hey, let's have someone come out and beat up the Miz in less than 3.5 minutes. Um,
I wonder
we
if
got
they had it
Shane.
planned that way, but then they realized that it was still pretty light out, and they're like, "Well, we need these entrances to be a little darker."
Well, that's what Alex would say. Yeah, he'll do this before. Yeah, yeah, because it still was too late. But what can
Yeah.
you do? I mean, don't forget too. This was filmed in my time zone. So if this is 5, 6, 7, you're still only at the crust of 7, 8 o'clock. At this point.
Yeah, sun was barely going down at this point.
So Shane came out. I feel like his pop was okay. I know all of us kind of hated it in our little group chat, our little group room watching, because again, just we're not that far past from Shane ruling the Rumble. That was still only a little over a year ago. Like, our hatred is not dialed down that much. Plus, he hasn't been gone that long. I'm never a fan of a surprise. Yeah, there you go. I'm never a big fan of a surprise where it's like, okay, but I just saw the dude like less than a year ago, or about a year now. It's not as cool as a real surprise could have been. So it is what it is. He could hurt himself less than 30 seconds. I think it was the 28-second mark. He goes for a hopscotch, fucking blah.
Yeah, he goes for a leapfrog and he lands it
Leapfrog. There
wrong.
you go. Pulls the same maneuver his daddy did. Screwed up his quad.
Yeah, so
And Triple H too. That whole
I think
family.
it's a McMahon family thing. You just tear
Yeah.
your quads.
Triple H marries into the family. Happens to him 2 years later. Exactly. Good on Snoop though. Like even Triple H said in the press conference, like Snoop was an all-star that just kind of called an audible and was like, all right, let's save the segment as much as we can. I don't know, like I said, I wouldn't have been surprised if that People's Elbow was always planned. But like still, like the fact that they just kind of like went into the segment and like, all right, fucking have Snoop get the big pop,
I mean, he's not a Hall of Famer for nothing.
And now he's undefeated in Mania.
I was worried, like I was watching the main, and then like when initially he punched him and he was looking at what he was going to do. I was worried. Remember when he showed up in AEW that one time he did that really bad frog splash.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do it again.
Go for like, all right, this time I got it, guys.
I was like, no. And then I realized, oh, he's doing the people's elbow. But yeah, the way he's doing the people's elbow is so funny because he wasn't running. It was the slowest people's elbow ever, but it was great. It worked well. And yeah, good on pulling an audible and yeah, keeping calm. I think maybe the referee kind of just Carr, I think was kind of it maybe signaled to do something as well. But yeah, like not being in that position usually, it's easy to kind of just go freak out. But yeah, he was consummate professional, and yeah, I'm sure they'll get him back for more segments now for WrestleMania because yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. WWE Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
I guess
at WrestleMania. Snoop Dogg.
And well, I guess like the idea was like the story after the Rumble thing was like Vince said, he's never coming back to WWE again as long as I'm in charge, and I guess that was true technically. So,
yeah, well, not in charge anymore, Dad.
But then
brother.
Yeah. Maybe Shane should just like do general. I don't know, man. Like I know he can do kind of stuff, but maybe this is someone telling you, man, maybe slow down.
Maybe
Shane don't do this stuff anymore. You're in your 50s, dude. You don't do leapfrogs.
Yeah, he should just not.
Yeah, just don't, man. I mean, that's why, like, I'm sure maybe he trained a little bit here, but like, that's something that you need to be training in a ring and really putting it towards it. I don't think he did.
Yeah,
he looked blown up when he got to the ring.
It's a long ramp, okay. Yeah. So now we get into the Hell in a Cell match between Finn Balor, Demon Finn Balor, and Edge, which on the screen you could see they were calling him Brood Edge.
Oh, yeah, I have a problem with this.
Just call him Edge, like
no.
They never called him Brood Edge when he was in the Brood, did they? They just called him Edge.
No, yeah, I had an issue with that, but also he wasn't anything like the Brood Edge. Brood Edge never came out to Slayer, and he didn't look like anything like the vampire. It wasn't anything like vampire-ish. He didn't have Gangrel, which was rumored. He didn't have Christian. There was he didn't come out to the Brood music. I failed to see how.
This is why I have trust issues.
I failed to see how any of this was anything like Brood Edge. At least when they emphasized Demon Finn Balor, he was Demon Finn Balor. That wasn't Brood Edge. That was just I don't know, Edge with a cool entrance, I guess. I don't know, Edge coming out to Slayer. That's all that was.
Entrance.
That wasn't Brood Edge.
Yeah, the match was decent though.
Yeah, it was alright. I feel like there was something missing to that match though, but I don't know.
It was not the longest match of the night either, which I totally expected because it's Edge, and Edge always has the longest match of the night. I mean, his first Mania match back was like 36 minutes.
Holy shit, that match! It was just long.
And I think it was like 17, Jordan.
Yeah.
Nice. I remember.
Which one? 1808. So yeah,
1808.
just a little under 20. It was like we even said during the stream. Even for almost a Hell in a Cell in general, a lot of times they get into the 20s. So
yeah. Well, I wonder if they cut some things because Finn got that cut.
Yeah, Finn got a vagina on his head. Like that thing was a gap. Like he really ate that ladder, and that was kind of early-ish on. Like that's probably like the 10, 12-minute mark. You know what I mean? If not earlier. So
I know the crowd was booing, but like with the gash on his head, I'm like, you got to give attention to that thing. Like that was if you don't give attention, like dude, you're like, I know you want your wrestling, but that's something. He got level with that ladder.
You tried to block it.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this was maybe set for another 5 to 10, and then they're just like, listen, this dude's bleeding. This is a gap. But you know what I mean? We're not rushing you, but wrap it up sooner than later.
Yeah. But we all got this one wrong too. We all thought Demon Finn was going to get the win. Demon Finn is now 0-2 on the main roster.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's why we thought he'd win, because it's the goddamn specialty demon. But
yeah, but no, I will. A couple of things. I don't know. I think. And this is sort of goes to the crowd has become, and it's probably just me, the crowd's become annoying with the we want tables thing. Sometimes they chant we want tables when after the person's already got like the table and have set it up. I'm like, you'll get the table eventually. Shut up.
Well, they were saying that because they wanted a different one. They didn't want the purple one.
Or the match is 30 seconds in. They say we want tables. I'm like, dude, the match has just started. Wait for a bit. And then it was a weird gimmick where like edges, I guess weapons for edges were red, and then something weapons for Finn Balor were purple.
I'm gonna start a new chant when I go to a wrestling show. I'm just gonna start chanting, "We want stop signs."
We want stop signs.
Want stop signs.
And then there was this conveniently placed platform that was never usually there at a Hell in a Cell that Finn jumped up.
That was great, because that was like, oh, what's he gonna do? Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, which
would have been better to make it less obvious, put one on each side. But
yeah, but it's still in the same spot, because he was designed to miss, but with the coup de grace, he could easily break his ankles.
Yeah, he could have Dante Martin'd it.
Oh man, that was brutal. Did you see that spot?
We saw.
Oh man, he's gonna be out for a while.
They can just not. For lack of a better phrase, they can't catch a break.
Yeah,
they can catch
definitely
a break. I know. And I like Top Flight. I actually thought they should have won, but anyway, that's another thing.
Maybe they would have. You never know about that audible either.
Right.
I agree. Really bad timing too, because this is the brother that wasn't injured twice on AEW. So now both brothers have had really significant injuries here, and he's a high flyer, man. This kind of happened to Flip Gordon, or an Amazing Randall. Maybe he'll have to change his style. Who knows? It's very disappointing, because they were even doing stuff with him as a singles while his brother was hurt. Obviously they like this kid. He's talented, and yeah, there's nothing in that shoe. It looks ugh.
Oh, I think maybe if there is a positive, I don't think they have to do surgery, so it's probably a clean break. So that's good, I guess.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll be
linings.
Maybe it'll be like a Ray Phoenix, where it looked worse than it was.
Yeah, he still claims he didn't break his arm. I'm like, you did, man. You did.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Thankfully, Finn didn't. The only injury he sustained was to the top of his head, but um, decent match. I didn't hate this. I thought they. I think
Yeah,
that
it felt
break
like I was missing
kind of in
something.
the
I don't
middle
know.
made it a little feel a little weird, but I think overall, like, yeah, decent match. I mean, we've seen them wrestle what 83 times, so
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
it'd be
So
time
what were you expecting from this one?
time to move on to something else. But yeah, then we got a ton of preamble. Holy shit! Did it take long to get ages to get to the main event after this? Just video package after
Rocky
video
by the
package. Yeah,
book.
I don't know. Just ads after ads after ads after. Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe on my
Hold
end.
on. Before we get there, here's my major problem with night one and having a little bit of night two was the ads. It was Wayne's World bad. The TurboTax for the four way, and then
Holy
Oh
shit!
yeah,
Yeah,
goddamn
yeah, that.
cinnamon toast crunch.
Pope
Always
Exorcist.
always in the background for Ray and Dominic. This is a year-long feud that they have done, almost a grudge match, like blow off, almost like I don't need funny little flaky toaster crunch in the corner the entire match. You know what I mean? I understand you want to make money, but damn, man, like do the quick advertisement. Even Pope's Exorcist, like that's not as bad as I thought. I thought the constant like background and like even on their nameplates, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
toaster crunch Ring Zero.
yeah, at least
I
the
mean,
Mike
I mean,
part they didn't do it during the match. It was just for the nameplate.
Yeah,
the Russell Crowe
yeah,
interesting.
Mike's hard, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean the Russell Crowe thing interesting. I think was Voyage. That was kind of cool. The yeah, like
Well, yeah, I mean, at least it's one and done. It's in the pre-match package. It's fine. This when it starts actually like incorporating into the match, like even going back to like that weird tag team battle royal where it was like they were eating pizza on the outside to go public Pizza Hut. Like when it gets too much, or the zombie battle royal for Batista's movie, like when it
yeah.
really it takes over the match. That's when
Yeah,
I get mad.
that energy drink was it lemonade? The lemonade thing.
Yeah, Mike's hard. Yeah, that was on their
Mike's yeah,
nameplate
yeah, sorry, yeah,
coming out. Drew McIntyre, Mike's hard. But at least like it ended there. Like when it's in the middle of the match is when it bothers me.
Also, I guess what bothered me too. I won't get into it, but like, and the crowd was booing this as well. Like some of the fucking camera cuts were so fucking annoying. Like to the point where like in the Bianca Asuka match, like Bianca literally was going for like one of her flips. They cut away from it to do a wide shot. The crowd booed because like she's about to do a cool move and you cut away from it.
Yeah.
Like every 2 count, they go to a reaction in the audience. I'm like, you don't need to do it after every 2 count. Just focus
Yes,
on the
they
match. But
do.
and yeah, every time they did a wide shot or something cool is happening, the crowd would boo. Like, no, they're telling you they just want to focus on the match. But
Yeah.
for all the good that Triple H is doing or whatever, you still get these fucking 10,000 camera cuts. It's just it makes it hard to watch sometimes. But yeah. And then within these ads, this was just kind of it's nothing, but it was just funny. Like I think there's an ad for was it one of those AEW does it? Is it DraftKings or something where you can
Yeah.
Yeah.
you vote for something. It's like you can vote for what's going to break first in some match. Like what thing's going to break first. I think, and then Miz goes, I think the stairs are going to break first. The stairs don't break, you fucking idiot. What a moron.
That's why he's hosting and not wrestling. But we move now to the main event. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. We all had Cody except for Austin. Austin did predict Roman, and Roman wins this after some outside interference from Solo, who was
Yeah,
well, it,
your
I
lengthiest match of the night, 34-28.
yeah I liked the match. I am lukewarm on the finish.
Well,
I'm
it's the
not upset with
same. It's the same thing. I think I would have been much more keen if just Roman won, or something. You know what I mean?
yeah
Or
yeah, like
just
clean, yeah.
it's Solo, so it's the end of the Drew match. It's the end of
right.
the Sammy match. It's the end of the That's it, man. Just like
But
you got one story to tell at the end of a Roman match, and it's happening. It's happening. What's otherwise a good match.
But like so, and in kayfabe, right? Like if the solo problem keeps happening, right? You'd think that okay, so you got like I guess they might address it on Raw, I don't know, but like so you've got like obviously now you got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in your corner. You really need someone else in your corner because to get the numbers advantage. You know that Solo's always going to be an issue. So but if Solo keeps interrupting your match, costing the match, that's on you. uh, I don't know. It's like I don't know. Yeah, like if Solo's always a problem, like you got to I don't know. There's got to be a storyline where someone addresses that, and then either has a thing where they if there's a match coming up, they buy them from ringside or something like that. It's just yeah, it's kind it does get annoying. I was under the just because I was worried that you know how you know because the fans really wanted Sammy to win the title. I thought maybe Cody would get a bit of a, bit of like backlash, lack of a better term, because even though it's not his fault, but because oh no, we want Sammy, but like no, he was really over. He's a huge star. It was cool to see uh, -1 in the crowd. I was like, oh, that's really good.
I don't know, dude. What a traitor. I mean, to jump ship like that, like Cody, come on.
Yeah, who just jumps from one company to another?
Yeah. But yeah, and then so that was cool. But yeah, and the match was good. Yeah. Like I don't know, you got to address the solo issue. I don't know if it whether Cody versus Solo at Backlash. I don't know, but yeah, you've got to sort of,
Well, Cody's already beaten Solo once.
I know, but like that doesn't mean I want to play with you.
If I were the Usos, I would have an issue with Solo. Oh, you can be out there and make sure Roman retains his titles, but you're not going to help us keep ours. Like,
yeah, he wasn't even now.
you're our brother. Like, come on.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how they're going to address that, but I guess they will. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see, even though like Austin was trying to pitch it, and we were going, oh, I don't know. I can honestly see them doing this match next year and Cody winning.
Sure, but at the same time, I just whether it's that, whether it's SummerSlam, whether it's Jay, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm willing to see where the story ends, so I'm not gonna be like, I'm absolutely right. This sucks, but like, I just don't see any ending being better. Okay, Cody next year. Are we really gonna care that much more for Cody? No, I think we're gonna be kind of over it by then.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you, but I could see. I definitely. Like, I'm definitely coming along. Coming around to that might be what's happening.
No, I'm over wanting to see Cody dethrone him now. You know who I want to see dethrone him now?
Ron Breaker, who?
Matt Cardona.
Gunther.
Well, maybe.
Like I said, Gunther's a fresh face that like. Whether he's kind of a mid-run, like as in, you need something for Roman to do, unless he's going to lose to Cody at Backlash or SummerSlam. So, or Gunther just straight up takes it off, and maybe.
I guess
have Roman lose the title at a B pay-per-view like Backlash.
Yeah, or just on.
That just doesn't feel as big. So like, I see him now holding it till at least
SummerSlam.
Well, at least SummerSlam, which who knows.
And it's annoying. He's going to take time off. I mean, he's allowed to, but it's like it's annoying because I like when the championship's defended on every show, but it is what it is.
I could see them doing a thing where maybe Roman doesn't want to put both titles on the line, and maybe Cody challenges him for just the WWE title, and Cody wins that, and that's how they split the championships again. I don't know.
Just want to feel special.
It's just hard to see where they go from here.
Cool. I guess I should address. Speaking of like Braun breaking it, I could definitely see him being on. If he hasn't shown up already, as I was talking, I could see him being on Raw now that he lost to Carmella Hayes. I can definitely see Roxy being on Raw now, or SmackDown now that she's lost her title. We'll say it. It's actually been a good weekend for Australians. Rhea Ripley winning the women's title, and Indy Hartwell winning the NXT women's title, and Bronson Reed doing all right in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which he should have won. Bobby Lashley doesn't even win that match anyway.
Yeah. Overall thoughts on night two.
You go first, Jordan.
Uh, I'm still gonna say positive here. Like I said, the first match I don't hate, but I didn't feel nothing for it. Second match I don't hate. I don't like the ending though. Great third match, pretty good fourth match. P break filler, whatever. Followed by pretty decent. Followed by I think what's a good match and I think a worthy main event. Just right now, not totally sold on the outcome, but open it up to see where it's gonna go. So I still think it was a good Mania weekend.
Yeah, Richie.
I think if it was just night one, right? If night one was just like your WrestleMania, I think that would be like not the best of all time, but it would be up there, like a very very good WrestleMania, like one of the better ones. But because you're night two and you're gonna kind of the combine. I think because night two brings it down a little bit just because of the finishes. I still like the WrestleMania. There's still very good matches here. Like the Intercontinental title match is a great match, and it will be yeah, I think it's one of the it will be remembered as one of the better Intercontinental title matches at WrestleMania. I think it is a really 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 good match. In that we remembered, and unfortunately as much as good of a match, yeah, the Cody Roman is. It will just be remembered as one where everyone thought Cody was going to win and he lost, and then people were annoyed. But yeah, so it brings it down a little bit. But yeah, so night one was definitely better than night two, but overall, it's still a good WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm not sure out of 10. Yeah, if we're judging out of 10, like if you don't, I don't know if you're doing out of 10 for both nights or just the maybe the just separately. If we out of 10 for both nights, maybe solid 8. Uh, but yeah,
Let's go
I
around
was on a
that.
high when I first started. When I first watched it, I'm like, oh, this might be an all-time WrestleMania. But like, it's one of those things where when when you have time to think about it, you're like, I don't know. It was like when I watched Force Awakens. I was like, oh man, that was awesome. Oh, but I think I
Yeah,
put up in the experience. I'm like, yeah, that was a good Star Wars movie.
I
uh,
do think it's the
there's
best.
definitely the writing high of something. Yeah.
Yeah, right
yeah,
now
so
I do think it's the best two night WrestleMania that we've gotten. I would
yeah,
probably
I
put
would
this
say that.
one at the
Yeah.
top, but who knows? Maybe with time and some rewatches that could change. But no, like overall, yeah, like I think night one was like a solid 9, and I still think I would still put like night two at like an 8 because of that intercontinental yeah I think everything after the first two matches was at least really good. So um yeah, very very solid. Uh, Jordan, what would you give it?
What same question Richie asked. Both nights or each
Yeah,
night?
yeah. Like as a whole, what would you like? You can rate them
um,
both individually and then like give your overall if you want.
you know what? Because I'm optimistic, and I think there was some real bangers. I'm in the A minus B plus range.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I think there's
that was a
enough
really good
like
show.
great things, enough good things, and not enough like dreadful things. Like even the worst case things, I can live with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see this like if we did because I mean I know we did the award last year. If we did like a WWE premium live event of the year,
Can we
I
still
would
call it pay per view, please?
no, we're going PLE. Uh,
PLE, PLE.
PLE, PLE. I would be surprised if this was in the top three. Um,
Yeah, I can see it. Um, yeah, I guess like one thing for no, not about WrestleMania. I won't give away spoilers if you haven't seen it, but and it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's just a bit of a nitpick about the way AEW handles Ring of Honor or Tony Khan handles Ring of Honor. Like if I'm watching a pay per view, right? I'm watching Ring of Honor pay per view, and same goes for AEW pay per view. But if I'm watching Ring of Honor pay per view, I don't want to see advertisements about for Dynamite. Okay, you do that on your TV show.
I see what you're saying on paper, but I'm gonna disagree with just logically because they got a platform where there's hundreds of thousands of people watching. You're not gonna not want to advertise your other money making venture.
I guess so.
Like it's the same thing as Logan Paul making sure there's a Prime bottle in his entrance. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a missed opportunity, right, Callie?
What?
Okay, let's say you owned a company and you want to advertise your first show on the second show, right? Yeah, she gets it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would like to do that so I can make content, and then people could go buy my stuff, and I'll
Yeah.
get 1,000.
I will say too. I did this
Jordan's dying.
on the Logan Paul thing. I thought it was. I forgot to just now. I thought it was really funny how when Logan Paul came out and he goes, "I got a zip line for my birthday."
I haven't gotten anything for my birthday yet.
I was like, I got a book for my birthday. We're different people.
My birthday's still 8 days away though, so we'll see.
Are we doing like a Papa West? We're gonna all hang out and play trivia and celebrate your birthday.
No, we're not doing trivia on my birthday.
All right, I'm doing trivia on your birthday. I'm not inviting you either.
Cool. So, Richie, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, you can find me on
Okay,
here,
you
maybe
come to the
Hero
trivia.
Network. Find me on maybe Hero Network. Doing Lonely Marks, doing tournament fights. I believe I'll be on tournament fights tomorrow night doing Malcolm Lay's championship round. I'm just pitch hitting in for that, so should be good. And yeah, you can find me doing wrestling and movie trivia on JPO's channel occasionally. And you can catch me doing wrestling trivia on Combat Wrestling Trivia, or when they need me, or because everyone needs me. I think people need me.
I need you in my life, Richie.
Yeah, and yeah, you can catch my 2B podcast.
Jacob's take her or leave it, evidently.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't show up for 40 minutes, you don't show up for 40 minutes.
Oh, look, time is weird, and I have a book thing. That's just a problem I have.
Time is just a concept, man.
Time's a concept, man, and it's a concept I can't wrap my head around.
We're always coming and going. Sometimes you just gotta be still.
Yeah, no. And then catch my Tubi podcast. Me and my friend Robert Cameron's Tubi podcast. Telling the streaming. Next episode we're recording at some point. Is Thanksgiving. So that should be fun.
And catch me and Jacob's new Crackle show coming soon.
Yeah, our first episode is all about Joe Dirt 2.
Joe Dirt 2.
Oh no, I've seen that. Don't make me watch it again.
I haven't seen it.
I've got Crackle on my TV.
Don't.
I don't know if I should watch it. I got Crackle on my TV. I don't know.
There is some good Crackle exclusives. Like there's that superhero claymation one. That's not bad. There's a movie with Kurt Russell. That's not bad. And I think I'm done.
Yeah, fair enough.
2 things I recommend.
Jordan, where can the people find you?
As Richie said, over at the Pierce Code channel, we are in the middle of the current 2023 King of ASAT Trivia Tournament. If possible, Pez will be on the next episode of that. But we also do some fun random melees. Tomorrow's edition of ASAT is going to be all about Warner Brothers movies because they're celebrating an anniversary. So I'm going to make it all Warner Brothers based. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And then Pierce Wrestling Channel, we're doing some interviews over there, some exclusive matches, and then my OnlyFans. Look it up.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Don't do it.
It's not worth the $9.99. Yeah, so catch those guys in all their endeavors, and catch us.
We're part by Endeavor. We're part of this.
So are we getting sponsored by Endeavor now? Are we getting brought out by Endeavor?
You guys know what I mean.
Oh,
We're just trying to do the outro.
sounds so defeated.
I'm just trying to.
And we're not live.